part, I'm going to show you guys how to do some video, adding the video in here. And you can see we have a post from what I just showed. And what we want to do is we have this all set up here now. And let's say we want to add a video. Best way of going to do that is go to the YouTube page, find your video, and say we'll use this one just for instance. Most of the time, if you actually, it'll play in this is the user page. This isn't the actual video page though. Clicking the more or along the side, it'll bring up the video in its own page. Like if I clicked on any of these other ones, it would actually have them on their own page. So to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to hit share, and we're going to hit embed. Now, just like the max width of the images, 615 is what we're shooting for. So if you just type in 615 down here, it'll throw in down the bottom the correct aspect ratio height. And what you're going to do is copy this. Clicking in there, select all, copy, and you go back to your post. The best way to do this, right now we're in the visual tab. If you go over to the HTML, you can kind of see it added these non-breaking spaces here because I've returned. If you just select one of those, I mean, you can delete them. All they are paragraph breaks, sort of. It shows that you've returned. If you ever see these and you don't want the page, being longer or why it's doing what it is, just delete those. So we're going to paste in the video, and you can kind of see it puts in this, which has the correct height and width. And if you go back to the visual tab, you'll see what that does. Okay? Now you can already tell that that is as wide as our image. Now, just to double check things, which I suggest you do before you post, you're going to hit preview, and I already have the tab open. It's going to reload the page. And if it doesn't initially show up, just hit refresh, Command R, Control R. And there you go. There's the video all sized to what it should look like, and it meets all the other sizing. Now let's say like I don't like something where this is tucked to the side like that. Let me just go back in. We could delete the like for this one, it doesn't necessarily need the border on it because it's pushing everything down anyway. So just get rid of the border. Update. And go back to preview. Double check things. And you'll see I'm doing all of this in Chrome. This might look slightly different in IE, Internet Explorer, Firefox, and those other ones. So yeah, here you have multiple. Refresh again. I don't know why it just doesn't load it initially. But there you have a post with a larger image, smaller image, and a video. And signed. And there you go. I mean, if you, like, now I see that I didn't have a title in there. We can go back in and add a title, like, is... May, I don't know, I think today's the 16th. You can kind of see what I'm doing. This is what, I don't know, maybe 10 or more words. this you'll be able to see how exactly that'll look. Because some of them that have longer titles possibly format weird when you bring them in. So it adds this whole thing over here, which is okay, but we could do that with some formatting of the post itself. So we'll go back, and instead of having this whole thing as the title, we're just going to nip this out. And instead of having that in there, we're going to paste it in there, return. And what you can do is you select this, and instead of formatting it as a paragraph, just put it as a heading too. So what that'll do is give more room up top, but also put this under the image so it has like a hierarchy of what's going on. And we'll see what that looks like here. So without having that whole thing up there, it'll say the title, very simple, the image, and then it shows some other stuff. And you could do this with, you want to do some call outs for more things. And it just gives it a more of a consistent look that isn't formatting stuff up here so weird and making these big headlines just overflow weird. So if you like the way this looks, and that's all the stuff you're going to be adding, you can go into and post it. So I'm not going to post this since it's just a test. I'm going to save it as a draft though. And I believe that was it. And down here, I mean, this is just some of your SEO stuff, more for the bookmarking and all that. Oh, and if you ever have like a post that has like a clear, defined like title, you could also edit the URL. Now, I only recommend doing this if you know it's unique, because for as far as how the browser and the database and all that see this, you want them to be unique. So we'll just put is test post, and actually it should all be lowercase, no spaces, or you could space, but let's hit OK, and it'll put the hyphen in there anyway. So if somebody were to, if you were to put a link up, it shows that rather than some random number or combination of letters and numbers. And down here, you just want to add like a description to what you're talking about in there. Maybe an excerpt of one of the paragraphs. You can throw that down in here. And we'll just save this as a draft. And that covers pretty much how to add some images, some words, body copy, and some video. Hopefully this helps. And like I said, if you're not using Photoshop, I highly recommend PicResize.com. And that will be like your quick solution. If you're on like an iPad and you wanted to do something like that, and you had an image saved in your gallery, whatever they call it on the iPad, you could actually bring the image into that, and it should ask you to save it back out the same way. But alright guys, hopefully that helped, and if you have any questions, I will provide some links here to contact me, and places you might want to visit, see what I've been working on. And I'll be uploading this to my YouTube channel to maybe show some more if you guys had any other questions. Alright, thanks.